Hey Hoopheads, Brad here with another breakdown, and today I want to talk about the Celtics' 111-89 defensive beatdown over the Raptors in Game 5 of the second round. The Celtics held Toronto to just 35 points in the first half on 30% shooting, and the game was basically over at halftime. Let's get into it. On this play, Lowry pitches it into Gasol, then he fakes like he's going to set a screen for Fred and dives to the basket, but Marcus Smart reads it perfectly. And then as Van Vliet comes off the Gasol screen, you see Tice showing to prevent the drive. The pass goes to Gasol, and instead of going to Gasol's body, Tice drops down into the paint, willing to give up that mid-ranger to Marc Gasol. He hasn't been a scoring threat at all in this series, and the Celtics are really sagging off of him. Here again, as Van Vliet gets it, you see Tice leaving Gasol to help contain Van Vliet. Fred looking for options, but there's not a ton of off-ball movement going on. He pulls it out against Smart, then pitches to Gasol, and Gasol gives it back, comes to set a screen, and once again, Tice leaves Gasol. And as Mark dives to the basket, you see Jaylen Brown helping way off of OG in the corner. Fred drives and kicks it out, but Jaylen still gives a pretty good shot contest, and that was a pretty consistent theme in the first half. The Celtics really getting out to the Raptors' three-point shooters and making them feel that pressure. And the Raptors have some capable three-point shooters, but Siakam hasn't shot well in this series, Norm hasn't shot well in this series, and it's much harder with a hand in your face, and that's something Boston was really great at in this game. And now as Gasol sets a screen, you see Smart trying to stay attached to Lowry, but Lowry drives at Daniel Tice's body and pitches it out to force the switch. Gasol gets it back to Kyle with Tice on him, but Tice gets that hand up and gets in his defensive stance so that he can stay with Lowry on the drive. Good work moving his feet, and then the pass out to the corner to OG. Two defenders running at him. Kemba gets right up in his space. Tough to maintain focus when a guy's that close to you. Nice defensive possession there by the Celtics. And now this is just some nice post defense from Jaylen Brown. You see how he's not overreacting to anything Siakam does. Able to poke the ball out of his hands, out off Siakam. That's going to be a turnover. And for the most part, the Raptors did pretty well when the ball was in Siakam's hands. He was able to get a bit of a mid-range game going, a few post-ups here and there, a little bit of a face-up game. But for the most part, the Celtics kept the ball out of his hands, and the Raptors really didn't try to run the offense through Siakam a ton. And you heard Nick Nurse lamenting that fact in the post-game, so I'd expect to see more of that in Game 6. And on this play, you see Van Vliet getting the ball to Siakam as Brad Wanamaker switches out onto him. And as he turns the corner, you see Smart step into that driving lane to shut it down, then goes back to Lowry. And now Siakam goes to work on Wanamaker, but as he turns his back to Smart, he's going to come over with the double team. So as Pascal spins back to the middle, there's nowhere to go. He has to kick it out. That gives OG a reasonably open three, not able to get it to fall. Nice work by Marcus Smart there with the help defense. And now as Lowry gets the ball, he's going to attack right down the middle. And again, the Celtics don't care if Gasol shoots it. And that frees up Tice to be really aggressive with his help defense, able to get up and swat this one. He had a nice rim protection game. Now you see Fred attack off the pick, gives it to the diving Gasol, but Tatum is there at the rim helping off of OG, able to get a piece of this one. And now as Gasol comes to screen for Lowry, you see Marcus Smart take a step up to try to get over it, but at the same time Daniel Tice is going to drop down, and that allows him to shut off Lowry's driving lane. Not only that, but the Celtics switch back when Lowry unloads the ball as Smart goes back to his man. And then Gasol is going to screen for Fred Van Vliet at the top. Tice not overly aggressive, just trying to stay in front of Van Vliet and let Kemba get back into the play. He does. Fred attacks, but Kemba with the great hands able to get the strip out of bounds off Van Vliet. That's going to be another Raptors turnover. And then another great play from Kemba here in transition. Norm tries to hit him with the Euro step, but Walker reads it perfectly, takes it right in the chest. He's been doing that at least once a game in this series. And now the Raptors swing it to Siakam. And once again, you see Tice helping way off of Gasol to shut down the drive. Pascal drops it off for Gasol, but just a terrible attempt here, trying to avoid a block or something. And here you see Lowry attacking early to force Tice to switch on to him. And then he's going to pull it out and reset so that he can try to attack this mismatch. But really, Tice is an okay perimeter defender. He can move his feet and stay in front of guys, and with his athleticism, he's able to contest shots from a little bit farther away, and Lowry never gains any sort of an advantage on this possession. Really nice work there by Tice on the perimeter. And the Raptors had a lot of times in this first half where they got a Celtics big switched onto a guard and then went into ISO to try and attack that mismatch. And it led to mixed results. The Raptors don't do the best when they're in ISO in my opinion, and Robert Williams is maybe a little more exploitable than Tice, but even still, the Celtics play pretty good help defense and were able to prevent these mismatches from giving the Raptors offense a boost. And one of the main characteristics of the Raptors offense in this game was just some careless turnovers, really sloppy passes, miscommunications, and bad plays that just showed a lack of focus and a lack of attention to detail. And when you're going against one of the best defenses in the league, you cannot afford any missteps like that. And now another careless mistake as Lowry bobbles the handoff from Serge Ibaka. Eventually he recovers and gets it to Norm, who attacks off the Serge Ibaka screen, but Tice does a great job of staying with him on the drive, gets up to block this one. Should have been a goaltend on the replay, but great work by Tice to challenge at the rim and force the refs to make a tough call. Watch Norman Powell sprint to the corner. He could curl up off this Ibaka screen, so Tatum tries to cut him off at the elbow. Norm stops in the corner instead, but because of Robert Williams' positioning, he's right there, able to get up and block the corner three-point attempt. And that's nice game planning from the Celtics. They really had that play sniffed out. And then this is just elite transition defense from Marcus Smart. Fred VanVleet trying to attack him, should have pulled it out instead because Smart just rips it out of his hands, able to toss it inbounds to a teammate. Incredible defense by Marcus Smart. Not too many guys in the league who can make that play. And now Lowry has the ball with Jaylen Brown on him. Brown pressuring up, so Lowry tries to attack, but Jaylen does a great job of staying with him. Good discipline, not going for any pump fakes or anything. Lowry drops it off to OG, but Jaylen with the great hands to get the strip on the way up. Fantastic sequence from him there. And then OG recovers it, gets it out to Siakam. And even on the broken play, the Celtics still able to get a reasonable shot contest on this Norm three-point attempt from the top. OG gets called for a loose ball foul on the rebound. And now VanVleet probing early, trying to go at Kemba Walker a little bit. But Walker with the nice work on D, moving his feet, shutting it down. And as Siakam starts to attack, watch Brad Wanamaker come over with the help, really selling out to get the ball out of Siakam's hands. And as Siakam kicks it out, Smart flying out at Lowry, who tries to take him off the dribble. OG is open in the corner. Gasol sets a back screen on Tatum, but Jason jumps up and just intercepts it. A great defensive play from him there. Incredible anticipation to shut that play down. The Celtics D just grinding the Raptors offense into dust. Toronto tried different things with OG attacking the basket, Norm attacking the basket, but Boston was really great at funneling the Raptors attackers into the help. Daniel Tice doing a really nice job of protecting the rim. Felt like he had 20 blocks in this game, but only got credited for 2. And with the Raptors struggling to get open threes, struggling to get to the rim, they had to settle for some tough mid-rangers. And even those were pretty well contested by the Celtics for the most part. And as the game got into the second half, the Raptors played a little bit better, but not enough to close a 27-point gap. This is just a nice play from Smart, bodying Siakam, great positioning, keeping his hands out of there so he doesn't get called for the foul. And now Pascal gets it at the free throw line, tries to go at Jason Tatum, who plays great one-on-one defense. The Celtics don't come with a second defender. The rebound comes down and out to Norm. He has a wide open three, but passes it up. A little too hesitant from him there. Lowry gives it back to him. Now he puts it up now that he's heavily contested. And then on the board, this should be Siakam's ball, but watch Brown get after it. Great hustle from him to save it, and then Smart gets way up to grab this one. Siakam gets called for the foul. The Celtics just absolutely outworking the Raptors in every facet of this game, and really the Raptors never made any sort of a run in the second half. Despite the big lead, the Celtics never took their foot off the gas. Credit to them for an incredible first half, holding the Raptors to maybe their worst half of the whole season. And as a result, Boston comes out with a resounding win, 111-89. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you thought of the Celtics defense in the comments.